staff. Barbie Contreras, Manager of Outdoor Education. Barbie is a C5 alum. She's a graduate 2021, and we're really excited to have her in. She's worked with us in the summer at our camps, doing all of the outdoor activities and going on the trek with the campers, which you'll learn a little bit about trek in a little bit. Then we have 2 assistants who are with us part-time. They're actually remote, but they come in, they fly in on the weekends and help us out. Caleb Franklin, he's in Washington, D.C. right now. He's a full-time teacher, but he also works with us during the summer as a camp assistant director. I don't know what his title was this summer. And then Claire Marshall, another program assistant. She is in Texas right now, and she is also a C5 grad, class of 2016. Yes. And then we have a recent graduate, social media intern, Catherine Antefera. She helps us get out things through Facebook and LinkedIn and Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, all those things. So I'm going to give just a little bit of a program overview, and we're going to let some of our C5 students who are here with us tonight kind of help us out in a little bit and tell us about their experiences. So I'm not going to talk too much, but just to let you know, C5 Georgia. What are the 5 C's? And here they are. These are kind of the foundations of who we are at C5. We want our students to be character-driven, community-focused, challenge-ready, college-bound, and committed to a better future, right? These are what we do. Everything that we do centers on this philosophy and these things that we want. So any programming we do is about these 5 C's. Okay? Our mission, change the odds of success for high-potential teens from under-resourced communities by inspiring them to pursue personal success while preparing them for leadership roles in their college, work, and communities. Community is a really key part of being in C5. Our program, and this I emphasize a lot, is a 5-year leadership program. This isn't just, hey, I want to try this for a year and maybe I like it. We're asking of you and your students to commit to being with us for 5 years, because everything you learn in year 1 is then built upon for next year, and then the next year, and the next year, so that we want you to come the whole 5 years so that you get the benefit of everything that we have to offer. It was designed and developed by educational professionals, PhDs, and youth development experts. So it's not just us making up some programming. This is kind of the top tier of educational leadership programming. We focus on experiential learning. Does anybody know what experiential learning is? Any of our C5 people? What does it mean to have experiential learning? What does it mean? Yeah?
Experiential learning is like you learn as you do the activity. So like you learn as you go. You experience it, you learn something new, so that when it comes happen up again, you know what's good.
Yeah, by doing. You learn by doing it, right? And then you learn about the next time, and you're going to do more and do more. It's all about doing. It's not about sitting in a classroom and just gathering knowledge from some talking head like me. We want you out there doing things, and they'll talk about all the things they got to do with us. So this is where we're going to let some of the students talk, I think. Yep, each year at C5 starts with the summer experience. If your child is if you apply to the program and your child is selected, the major first thing they'll do is go to camp. Every first-year student must attend camp. You can't be in C5 without going to camp that first year. So, and then each summer does something different. The second summer is camp again, and we'll talk about that. Third summer is wilderness trek. Fourth summer is college tours, and the fifth summer is a community action project. So, who would like to come up and talk a little bit about leadership camp?
First year, we want to talk about at least one.
First year, Flint year.
One of the Flints. Come on.
Come on up.
All right, so we don't let you do much here. We don't let you.
What was your Flint year like? Were you scared? Were you nervous?
Yeah, because it was like always meeting new people, and also most of the things that we did at camp I didn't have kind of
Yeah, like what did you do?
canoeing or kayaking, something like that. Canoeing and going on trek.
You went on track, what topic was that like?
It was a nice experience. I enjoyed it.
What is track? Describe.
It's like camping, but for several days. Like, and hiking.
Hike where, right?
How did you feel starting camp compared to ending camp?
Starting camp, I didn't really want to go because I was nervous and I didn't know anyone except for like two people. And like at the end of camp, I didn't regret it. It was a good experience to have, so I knew what it felt like, and I could base my decision on going for next year.
Did you make more than 2 friends?
Yeah.
Bring anything you wanted to add to that?
How long were you at?
We were for like 3 weeks, I think.
Did you get to talk to your parents?
They could send emails to us and like we could receive it and we can send letters to them. We can send letters to them and they could send, like send emails to us. So we weren't like totally disconnected of them. We were like, some weeks we would receive some emails or we could send letters like on a specific day or something like that. So it wasn't like we were disconnected with them, you know? And
What was the favorite part
I would
of
say I like or
I think it would be the chants. I love it singing because like the Flints have chants. We sing like when we're having breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We always like sing sometimes, and like every single year have their songs. Like for example, we had our songs. Like the Flints first year, we had our songs, and the second year, the Lanterns, they had their songs, and also the Hammers. And it was like really fun because like they were there. It was really fun to sing because we sometimes battle with each other, and it was like really fun actually.
So that's the Flint summer. That is when they're learning to lead themselves. Of course, they're talking about the chants and the making the friends, and that is part of camp. But our part of camp is Leadership University, where we're teaching them how to lead themselves. What leadership style do they have? Because there's lots of different kinds of leaders out there, and what works best for them. And then they get to practice that, and they get to work on that. And then they have their Lantern Summer. Would anybody like to talk about Lantern Summer?
Jay was jumping out.
Sarah? She was.
Great.
Both of you, come on up.
Okay, I was actually excited to go back to camp for next year because Flint year was it was fun, but well, but for Lantern year it was different because instead of learning to lead ourselves, we had to lead others. So we had I know one of the yeah. For one of the active, like the leadership challenges, we have to do food wars. So that's like we were split up into like three, like was it 3 or 4? Yeah, okay, yeah. Like 3 or 4 groups or whatever. And it was like we made our own restaurant, so we had to cook our own food. We had to choose the ingredients. We had made a menu, the name of our restaurant, and everything. And I would have to say that our restaurant did really good. We didn't win, but like we made elotes. What was the other one? We made quesadillas and yeah. Yeah, it was really good. And yeah, it was stressful, but like we still made made it out. So and Trek for lantern year it's not too hard, but it's like well for our classes. I'm not gonna talk about the girls, but we made it though. We go out of state, which is wait, I don't think kids go out of state. No, okay, yeah. So lanterns, we went out of state to North Carolina, and we hiked the mountain, the trail, the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, we hiked the Appalachian Trail. We camped at a site, and it was fun. Yeah, those ones, that was great. What else did we do? Yeah. I think we had to banana con. Okay, so banana con is like we are split up to our brothers and sister cabins, and we had to have a banana for the whole entire day. We do like different challenges, so it could be like riding on a bike, or doing canoeing, or making up chants. And the thing is, the most points wins. The major part of it though is actually eating the banana after the end of the day. And by then it's kind of rotten, but
So everybody has to hold up to a banana.
yeah, they can't drop it. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. You see, I was excited to come back to camp, the same thing, because you know, I knew some people. I knew like, oh, God, it was gonna be fun. I was sadly mistaken because instead of, you know, actually having fun, you know, letting other people like do the fun, like making the fun activities for me, we were the ones doing that. We were the ones making the experience for the Flits fun. I would like to say that, you know, even though it's very stressful, to see those faces, like, you know, like having fun, smiling, you know, it was worth it. It's worth it for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Camp is fun. Camp is fun.
Final words, camp is fun. So that's the first 2 summers, and you can see by this chart here, that's the first thing that a new C5 student will do is they'll go to camp. And then during the year, they do things that get them prepared. During the school year, every other weekend, once a month about, maybe a little more, they are doing things that getting them prepared for that next summer, the next challenge of summer. And then after the lantern summer, they're doing things to get them prepared for Trek, for the Trek summer. Do we have anybody here who's been to Trek? And tell us a little bit about that Hammer summer? This is Jake.
So like Hammer year, it's just basically just straightforward, get prepared for Trek, and we like learn like before like we went to Trek, we like know the safety and like know like what to do. So when a situation happens, we can easily like solve it, and a lot of teamwork. That's like the most key thing that I learned. It's like teamwork and how to like collaborate.
What do you think was your biggest test, like your biggest collaboration test of the
Running out of supplies. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the 24-hour production.
What's that?
It's like when you like stay up at night overnight, and then you get to like work on a play, and then you get to like make like a script, and like have to like show like the C5 and how like represent C5. And so we write a script on a movie that we watch, and the next night we like present it to everyone.
What movie did y'all do this time?
We did The Lion King.
So you have to stay up for 24 Then we have the Compass Summer, which is Road to College, and Jenna's going to tell us a little bit about Road to College.
So actually, I wanted to tell Jaden to stay up here because Jaden is one of our more, he does a lot, But one of the things that he does is he's graduating a year early. So he had the opportunity to do Hammer Year and Compass Summer in one summer this year. And so he actually went on our college tours. But basically, as Kelly said, you spend that full year preparing for the next summer. So when you get to that third year, after you finish that long trek, which is actually called our Bridges program, you start to bridge that gap between camp and learning all the fun things outside to kind of getting back into the classroom and understanding what you need to do to prepare for what's next, which for a lot of our students is college. Some of them is career, and some of them they do both at the same time. So as we prepare for that next year, our students are planning the entire college tour. They pick the schools that they want to see. They don't always agree on all of the schools that they want to see, but they pick the schools that they like to see, the meals that they want to eat, the states that we go to based off of those schools that they want to see. And so this year we went to Tennessee, we went to Nashville mainly, but we had a couple of stops on the way. So we started at Emory here in Atlanta, then we went up, actually stopped at camp because everybody remembers COVID, and our juniors this year actually missed their first summer of camp because of COVID. So they decided to go to camp. From there, where did we go first? We went to Fisk University, Nashville State Community College, Tennessee State, Vanderbilt. Then we made our way down back towards Georgia and stopped at Alabama A&M, and then we finished at Berry College. I think, Jada, how do you feel? Scale of 1 to 5, how would you rank your road to college? It was really good. A 5? Okay, we love that. So yeah, that's what they do, and then they spend the next school year with Laisha preparing for what is next.
Well, unfortunately, no one here has done Act Now yet. They're not old enough, but you will. But Act Now is basically the last summer experience that our students have, and so they pick a social change project or just any social issues that they want to make people aware of in the community and what they have seen in the community. And they present on that, and they have a whole week conference kind of it. And so we have it every year at Emory University. And much like Road to College, they plan every single detail of it, so down to the events that we have for the day, the meals, they even cook the meals, unfortunately. Yeah, so every single day, every time of the day is planned by them, and then at the end of that, they are able to present in front of stakeholders, community residents, and parents, and loved ones, and whoever else is there. And this year's focus was on healthcare accessibility.
So, and we've already talked. So then during the school year, as we've said, they're learning to and getting prepared for that next step and that next phase, right? They're learning about leadership, the college and career readiness, community service, and social awareness. And just to go back and take a look at the map again, we start with 40 to 70 leaders in that class, and we move through until we get to graduation, 100% graduation, 87% retention over time, and 93% of our kids enter college. So this is sort of what we were talking about. We're not going to read all this off for you, but because I'll be sending a copy of this presentation to Mr. Doyen, and he can share it with everyone afterwards. But these are the things, the activities that we do during the summer and during the school year. These are the things that we are developing. Self-awareness, communication, group effectiveness, organization, decision-making, and problem solving. These are what we call them pathways that they have during the school year. And these pathways are focused on these areas to help them develop the leadership curriculum, the leadership skills that they need to get to college and to beyond and help in their community.
A next portion that we focus heavily on is college and career readiness. So it's really just giving those students those tools to feel comfortable and confident when they do go to college or apply to those post-secondary options. Giving them the chance to feel confident in those applications and when they're writing essays and when they're taking those tests. So Like Kelly said, not reading through like the whole slide, but we're providing leaders with opportunity to explore their possible career choices and what it takes to achieve their goals. So with that career, also we have kind of career explorations. They get to network with others through like their jobs, so other like CEOs, or we have leadership lunches, just so they can feel comfortable in those spaces when it's time to get there.
I mean, we just had our biggest event of the school year it's right at the beginning of the year. It's called Youth Leadership Summit. We call it YLS. And every student in our in C5 goes to that. It's a full day of activities, of classes with speakers who are from the business community, who are from the college community, and it gives students an opportunity to really kind of see what they like and what they might want to pursue more of.
And then lastly, we also focus on community action, which we talked a little bit about. Community is a big part of the program, whether it's through community service, building community within your own cohort, or just really being active in the community. And we want the youth and adults to engage in learning, sharing leadership, taking action, and making a difference in their communities, which is a really large part, especially when we get to that last year, even to the medallion project, when students kind of hone in on those community issues and then actually try to solve them and fix them themselves.
So this is just a screen to kind of show you the impact that we have. These are 2020 numbers. But we've had over 1,000 leaders in our program since 2005. Those leaders have received over $7 million in scholarships.
It's more than that now.
Yeah,
This past year's class alone accepted over 5 million.
Oh,
So just the class of 2023 alone. So yeah, that's a little
yeah,
different.
that's what I'm saying. We gotta update this. 90% of our students receive some sort of scholarship to college or university, and as Jonah showed, and I don't think we talked about this on Monday, but we have students who are at Yale, we have students who are at Notre Dame, but we also have students who go to community college, and that is a wonderful place for students who maybe aren't as focused yet, maybe don't know exactly what they want to as a starting point. So we give them a look at a range of different college opportunities that are out there for them. It's not just, hey, we want you to push yourself to be a Yale person all the time. If that's what you want, we want to help you get there by helping you attain these scholarships and attain the success that you want. So that is kind of an overview of the program. Now it's what are we wanting from you, both the students and the parents? What are our expectations? As I said before, this is a 5-year commitment, right? You really have to think about that. This isn't something that you can just try because we only take 7th graders. We don't take 8th graders for the second year. So if you have a spot, that's your spot for 5 years. If you leave the program, that spot does not get refilled. And so somebody else we didn't select has missed out on an opportunity because you weren't committed. So we want that. We know the importance of this commitment. We have mandatory events that we ask for people to attend. Usually it's once a month. And then we have some, I forgot. No, that's okay. I can project usually. We have mandatory events that we require students to attend. If for some reason they can't attend, we usually require makeup work of some sort, which is usually much more difficult than if they just come to the event to begin with. And then we have some opportunities that are optional, like the lunch and learns. They're going to the University of Georgia next at the middle of this month. That's an optional event for students. So, and then of course we've said community service is a huge part of our program. By the time your student graduates from C5 Georgia, they will have earned at least 250 hours of community service, probably more than that, but these are kind of the requirements that we ask for. We do ask that the students be at least a B student, that they maintain that, and we offer opportunities to help if they have trouble with things. We can look for tutors. We can get a tutor from a higher class, you know, from a senior level who's maybe really great at math, like Brandon Bermudez. And then we ask that you check in with us. They have, this says a month, it's usually about every 6 weeks. And that's not including when we get together like this. You know, these are kind of informal check-ins, making sure y'all are doing okay. Okay. But then we have official check-ins where our staff calls and speaks with the student and makes sure that everything's okay. Is there anything you need? Why didn't we see you at the last event? You know, we want to make sure that you're still involved and you're keeping coming, and make sure that you're still, you know, taking advantage of this opportunity. So for parents, of course, your child can't make the 5-year commitment unless you're making this 5-year commitment. You're the one that's going to bring them to the events. You're the one that's going to make them get out of bed at 8:30 in the morning when they've got to be at an event at 9 o'clock. And they don't want to, because how late do y'all sleep in on Saturdays? 10, 11, 12, right? But so the parents are going to have to get you up out of bed and give you a little breakfast and run you out the door and say, get to YLS. It's important for your future. And you're going to have fun. And you're going to get to be with your friends. So this commitment is the parents' commitment too. And then we just ask that y'all attend a couple of meetings, maybe volunteer at the Youth Leadership Summit, helping with registration or setting up the lunch or the breakfast table. And then there is a fee to be a part of C5 Georgia. Each year we ask for $60 from each family, and that is it. It cost us, I just was on a meeting with Jackie tonight, she says it's more like $3,500 per year per student. So it's kind of like the scholarships we need to rebuild. So it costs us about almost $20,000 to have your child in this program for the 5 years. And all we ever ask is $60 per year. So these are our 4 cornerstone codes. We put this in all of our documentation. I hold myself to a higher standard. I build the future I wish to see. I show respect for myself and others in the community, and I represent myself and my community well. Just like the 5 C's, these cornerstone codes are the foundations of everything we do, all of our activities, all of our interactions with our students, all of their interactions with each other, right? Because this isn't just these students, Jaden and Jayla and Jasmine and Marlene and Norette. Oh, Norette. And Alec. I'll go in the back there. Give a shout out to Alec. By themselves. They are a community of students, and they help each other, support each other through this process, and that's an important part of it. And then, of course, we must say, and this, it should go without saying, but we have to say it, there are non-negotiables. There are things that can get you removed from the program. Alcohol, illegal drugs, tobacco, and weapon use at a C5 function, engagement in criminal activity anywhere, anytime, sexual activity at any C5 function, expulsion from school. If you're no longer in school, you're no longer in C5. Repeated violations of C5 rules and expectations. And this is kind of where, this area and here, we never worry about our students with these. I mean, they're there, and if you violate these, that's trouble. But repeated violations of C5 rules and expectations. The expectations is that you're going to come to events, that you're going to participate in events, that you're going to do your community service hours. And so things like that, if you're not doing those can get you removed from the program. But that's only after we've talked to you and your parents a lot about how to get you back involved. And then intentional cause of or attempting to cause significant physical or emotional injury. You know, we're not about, like I said, we are a community of people. The flints, the lanterns, the hammers, the compasses, the medallions, and then the whole group is a community of people, and we want to lift each other up all the time. And no gang involvement. talking a while here. This is like, yes, sure. Yes, before we do the selection stuff, yes. So, Alexander's mom? Would you like to come? Before we start with the selection process, this is one of our moms of Alec. Where is he? Alec in the back. Say hey, shout out to Alec again. And if you could just tell us a little bit about what you like about the program, what you think he is getting out of it, and anything that you find great about it, or bad if you want to.
Well, I have seen Alexander growing with this program. His shyness is going away. He's more motivated keeping his grades up because he knows he has to have his grades up with his class, with this program. He started several extracurriculum activities.
What's he doing?
Cross country, he's in track and field, in looking at other clubs that he needs to join more, but yes. Community service, he helps around the neighborhood. He even helps his neighbors cutting grass, picking up leaves, things like that. He enjoys going to summer camp. He really loved it. He was very nervous at the beginning, the first year, but this year that he came, he loved it. He said he met a new whole family going to that summer camp.
Would it be all right if she said that in Spanish as
Sure.
Let me try to remember.
well? Just the benefits that we've seen for it.
So Alexander con ese programa ha crecido, es menos tímido. Con este programa está motivado en mantener sus calificaciones altas. Hace diferentes programas en las escuelas, corre, ayuda a la comunidad, ayuda a sus vecinos cortando la grama gratis, recogiendo hojas. Está muy involucrado en todo de la comunidad ya y es mucho menos tímido.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms.
All right, so it's not just us saying this is great. She is not alone. We do have parents. It is amazing when kids come back from camp. At YLS, we'll hear from parents saying, "I cannot believe he has changed so much since he came back from camp." And all we did is play and learn how to lead ourselves and each other and have a good time, canoe and stuff. All right, so how do you get into C5 Georgia? Right? Because I know this is the part you want, right? We told you how great it is, so now we get in. So in general, the first step is to be nominated, and you all here have been nominated by Mr. Doyne, mostly, yes? Or their teachers.
They're teachers.
Yes.
They're teachers number.
And so you've been asked here because they've seen something in your child and in you, and I'm looking at the kids, that they think that you would benefit from it and the things that you would bring to us. We're not just looking for kids that we can help. We want kids who can help us be better and who can help other kids, so it's a whole cohort. Like I said, when we select, we're not just selecting one child. We're selecting the whole group who's going to be together for 5 years, and that is important. And these are kind of the three, we call this our selection triangle. These are the 3 areas that we look for. A student that might need some support, right? They live in an under-resourced community. They might be a first-generation college scholar. They might be economically disadvantaged, right? They are high potential. They're involved in organizations like cross country. They're motivated to succeed. They want more for themselves already. Nobody's having to push them to do a lot, right? And they're recognized for achievements, and we've already talked about the B average. And they're challenge ready. This is probably the biggest stopping point for some of our parents and students, is that first summer away. Being ready to go away and leave your mom and dad, right? And it is a stop. We've had people who have day of camp, getting ready to get on the bus, say, nope, can't do it, can't have them leave me, and then they're not in the program. Because as I said, you must attend camp that first summer. It sets the tone for everything else. It creates and gives you that C5 culture. It is essential. So being ready to be away from home, being able to meet the physical requirements. We talked about the hiking and the overnight camping and canoeing and swimming and just running around camp, cooking, walking around everywhere. And then you're motivated to look for more in your life, right? Think beyond where you are and think where you want to be. So, wait, go back for just one more moment. So, while this is our selection triangle, the students we select do not have to check off every single one of these. You don't have to fit neatly into this triangle. But these are the kinds of things we're looking for in our students. Okay. So the second step is the actual application, which opened today. Just go to c5georgia.org and you'll see a link to the application right at the top. In that application, we ask for family and demographic information. We ask the student is asked 6 questions. We call these our free response questions. They don't have to be in complete sentences. It can just be stream of thought. But it's important questions about that give us an idea of who you are and what you like and how you have fun. Some of it's like how you have fun. And then there's an essay that's usually on a topic. It's a fairly serious topic, but it's a very personal question. And we want to see about, this is complete sentences and complete thoughts and writing thoughtfully about the question at hand. Then we ask for 2 recommendations. These can be from your counselor, from your teachers, from your coaches, from your Sunday school teacher, your principal, any adult in your life that's not related to you can recommend you, can talk about how great you are and how wonderful you are. And then we ask for a grade report, just to make sure that you're on track and you're doing well in school. So then step 3 is the interview process. So applications are open from now until December 10th. And then during the break, everybody finishes their application. I think Marlene finished hers like on December 31st. She did great. She worked so hard. The system wouldn't let her or mom in. She had to do it all manually. It was arduous. It was awful. But she made it, and she did wonderful. So after we get your applications, everybody who completes their application goes to the interview phase. Everybody. We don't weed anybody out before then. And there are 2 parts on the same day. There's a group activity where we look at you at how you interact with others, because I've said this is all about community and group interactions and teamwork that Jaden mentioned. And then there's an individual interview. And that's where the student, by him or herself, meets with 2 staff members or professional volunteers who ask questions and just get you to talk about yourself and let us see you, let you shine through. Then the hard part, step 4, is where we take all of the information that we've gathered from your application and your interviews and your recommendations, and we make the decisions. And we select between 40 and 70 students, and then those students are invited to join C5 Georgia. Not all of them say yes. So we have a list of students we selected, but then we also have a waiting list. And not this year, but last year, we had 20 kids on the waiting list. All 20 students. You were like last, or second to the last, weren't you? Because she changed her mind. We had selected her, and she said no. And then she went, oh yeah, I did. But she moved down the waiting list, and all 20 students on the waiting list were asked to join, and she's doing fabulously. So the waiting list is an important part of it. Some people think, oh, it's a waiting list, I'm not going to get anything, but you could absolutely be asked to join. And you may not be selected, not because we don't think you're wonderful, because maybe we think you don't need us. Maybe we think you're gonna be fabulous all on your own, right? So there are lots of reasons why we make the selections we do and why we put people on the waiting list. So applications are open till December 10th. Interview, sign up in January, interviews in February, and notifications in March. The December 10th deadline, I shouldn't say this, because, but all that means is we accept no new applications after that moment. It does not mean that you have to be finished. That's what I spend my whole Christmas vacation doing, is getting people finished. Because a lot of times it's out of your control. Recommenders don't respond quickly, and then you're just sitting there waiting for them to give their recommendation. So it's not always your fault. So, but the deadline means no new applications after December 10th. Okay? All right, I think I talked way too much, and I think we're done. Now it's program post time. Yes? Any questions of anyone about the program, about our summers, anything like that? Did we tell you everything we needed to know?
I do want to add something.
Sure.
While they're thinking questions.
And I didn't say this earlier, and I should have, but just wanted to thank C5 for giving us this opportunity. Thank you all for coming out. Jonah, Leisha, Kelly, and Leisha is a former Lilburn Middle School student, so we're always muy orgullosos de era una alumna aquí en nuestra escuela. But just congratulations. We have 530 seventh graders, and you saw this in the message, and we told the kids, but a very small percentage of the seventh graders were actually nominated by your teachers. So congratulations to your students. Felicidades a los papás para apoyarles a ellos para llegar a este punto. And that's all. Just wanted to say thank you for coming out. Congratulations. And if you need help, if you're going to need help with the application, just let me know, and I'll be glad to help you. Si necesita ayuda con la aplicación, solo me avise y voy a hacer lo que pueda.
Thank you, Mr. Jordan. He is our most ardent supporter of C5. We need to get more counselors involved like he is. He's amazing. So any questions right now from anyone? Yes?
How many applicants do you get to see?
About last year, we had over 150 who started the process, probably 118 who actually completed the entire process. So, and then we picked between, and the 40 to 70 right now, that is because that's limited by our funding. We create a budget, and then our executive director, Jackie Kinney, so that's her job, is to go out and get all that money so that we can have as many students as we can in the program. During COVID, and before COVID, we cut back to we had a class that started at 25 or 30.
Actually, 2 or 3 years before COVID, we cut down to 36, so that way we can focus on truly, working with these students and finding out the best way to get our students from start to finish and have the biggest class possible to finish.
Oh, yeah, small staff.
Yeah.
Our staff has grown, then COVID hit us, and we kind of all started again. But last year's, this plant class was 53, last year's class was 53, which is the largest. Before that it was 44, and then we jumped up. So Jackie's doing a really good job of getting money for us. Yes? Yeah, there'll be a form. In your application, you'll give us their name and their email address, and then I send them a link to not SurveyMonkey. Yeah, SurveyMonkey. It's a SurveyMonkey form that they fill out. There's an A one and a B one, so we get kind of a different look from each recommender. Yeah, you choose your recommenders. They just can't be like your little brother, right? Or sister. Or your mom. Your mom, she loves you. She can't. Anyone else? We're good? Okay. Thank you so much for coming out. If you have any more questions later, if something comes up, you can email any one of us. And talk to Mr. Joyne, he knows everything. He's been doing this longer than I have. Right, I've only been here for 4.5 years, so he's been doing C5 for a long time. He knows everything. All right, thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.
There's snacks, there's snacks.
Yeah, 2 hours. Just one. That's what I ask every time I do this service. I'm like, did I do myself? Are you coming next time? I'm gonna set a community service. You know, for the interviews, I want to make the interviews. Yeah. Well, yeah. And to come in they're like, I'm like, teacher and the last Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Sí, hay que guardarlo mientras que está haciendo. Sí, ajá, sí, sí, pero me avises si es algo. No es una molestia. Sí, cómo no.
Oh, the bill's right.
about that, about the plan now. Even though I forgot what the code for the Google Classroom that Alicia said was.
Oh, you can tell her. Just kidding.
Not yet. Yeah, we did last year.
No sé si la han ahorrado.